The powers that be didn't feel like the kiss was sexy enough or sexual enough, I guess. And so I put them on the carousel, and they ended up in this sexual situation on the carousel. And I kind of wish I hadn't, because I feel like Lucas is a kid who grew up on the river court. He had his friends. He wasn't an insider. And I just felt like that was a little accelerated for him at the time for his character. I wish I could get that one back, but it was what it was. It sent Lucas on a really dark journey in that episode. And, you know, the great thing about TV is every 8 days you start a new episode, and you can't lose sleep over the one before. You got to learn from it and move on, and that's what we've tried to do. Vast23, you asked me about Lucas, Peyton, Dan, but I can't answer your question, even though I love you, because you have to watch the last 6 episodes and then ask me that question. Did James Lafferty ask us a question? It says James L. Well, it's nice to know that James is participating in the CW Connect session. Well, James Lafferty, let me tell you, you're in that scene. Actually, I think for a lot of reasons, and I might have said this before, the episode of Hanging by a Moment, which was mid-season, season 1, there's a great scene in there between Nathan and Haley, and it's after Nathan has taken the performance-enhancing drugs and he's collapsed, and he ends up leaving the hospital and going to Haley's house at a time when their relationship, you know, it had been a little deceptive with her, and it was he sincere in his interest in Haley, and he ends up telling her that he promised himself that if he could get up off the floor, that he would tell her that she's important to him and that she's the person that can help him change the bad guy that he'd been in the past. And for me, that actually started a really wonderful coda, which is what we call the final sequence of the show, and was very sort of quintessential One Tree Hill at a time that was very formative for the show. That coda included Deb telling Dan to get out of the house or she'd stab him in his sleep, because she was realizing what a bad guy he was. And it included Peyton going to Lucas's house and saying that she had made mistakes and she had decided she did want to be with him, and discovering that Brooke actually was at the house. And it really started that love triangle. Really, that was the moment that started the love triangle for the three of them. So I know a lot of you guys have asked about, are we going to jump ahead? I think I said 5 years publicly. We'll probably jump ahead 4 years. I plan to. I think it's the best idea for the show. I think it's going to give us the mystery of what happened along the way, which we will flash back to, and we will see significant moments along the way. But we'll have the mystery that the show had when we first dropped into the world. You know, we had 17 years of history that we hadn't been a part of when we met Lucas Scott on the River Court and we met his friends. And we'll have that mystery again. On top of that, all the dreams that they have as they're graduating high school, I feel like college is simply the place you go to acquire the information to pursue those dreams. What compels me is when they leave college, if they chose to go to college, you know, who are they then, and where are we going to go with them? I want to write a show that feels as fresh and is as invigorating to the fans as it ever was. And as a storyteller, and to me and my staff, we feel like jumping ahead 4 years is the way to do that. It's almost like writing a new pilot with characters that the audience already knows and loves. And, you know, I get excited about that, and I think the fans will too. So that's the direction I'd like to go if we get a season 5, and I think we will. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to all the fans, not only for watching the show, but, you know, we had 50 pages of questions, and if I could, I swear to you, I would answer every question, because it really, it warms my heart to know that even if you just took the time to ask a question about the show, it's incredibly humbling, and with all sincerity, it's more than I ever expected. I think the show we're 88 episodes in now, and I've said this before, we set out to make someone's favorite show. And when you get 50 pages of questions and you get the kind of fan response that we've gotten on the tours, the mall tour, the music tour, on the message boards, it's I don't know if you can understand how humbling it is unless you're in my position and you sat down at a computer one night and looked at a blinking cursor and started writing about characters, and you didn't really know where they were going to go, but you knew that there was something that you loved about all of them and something that compelled you to write about them. And then to see what it's become 88 episodes later, and I think soon 100 episodes later and more, I really do feel like there's so many more stories to tell, and and to see how the fans care about the show, even when they're upset about the show, to see when they love something, to see the posts from the international fans. I really want to give a shout out to the international fans, because we had so many of you on the message boards asking questions. There were, first of all, incredibly articulate, to be posting in probably a language that is not your native language, and on top of that, to be so into the show and inside of it, and to understand it in the way that a lot of the international fans do is incredibly rewarding. Hopefully we'll get a chance to come to some of the international territories. I would love that. You know, we have, you know, great fans in Canada, but all across the world, we're on in all these international territories, and it's incredibly fulfilling to know that the fans, you know, originally, the reason I say that is originally the show was about two brothers playing basketball, and a lot of networks had tried to do a basketball show, is what they called it, and they said, well, it's not going to translate internationally because basketball is an American sport, etc. Well, we know, us basketball fans know that it's global, but on top of that, the show has never been a basketball show, and it's really rewarding to see the international audiences embracing the show and understanding it, and really being inside of its intricacies in the way that the fans are. So thank you for that, and thank you to all the fans who took the time not only to ask questions, but to talk about the show with your friends, to watch the show, even though a lot of adults will whisper that they don't think it's in their demo, or they don't think it's for them. I have so many guys and adults and people that come up to me and say that they're hooked, and which is an expression I hear a lot, and it's really rewarding. After 80 episodes, it was rewarding after one episode. But I just want to say thank you, and we say it a lot, but we can't say it enough. I don't think we ever can. This season was wonderful. Thanks for being a part of it, and let's all look forward to season 5 and keep our fingers crossed.
Hey, I'm Lee Norris from One Tree Hill, and this is CW Connect. Hi, Alicia Ann. That's a great question. I would like to see Mouth go to his house and interact with his family, because we've never seen Mouth's house, and we've never met anyone in his family. So I think that'd be really fun and different for him. Thanks for asking the question. Up next from Mouth is he is actually going out on a date. Can you believe that? Finally, he might be getting some lovin'. I can't tell you who, otherwise they'll kill me. But it's definitely going to be an interesting time, so make sure you watch. Wow, that's a good question, Constantine. My favorite part about playing Mouth is just how diverse he is. He really gets a chance to do really comedic stuff, such as when he, you know, does karaoke, or he gets drunk, or cheerleading routines. And then other times, you know, he has some really serious stuff. And so it's fun for me to get to play both. OTH Girl 12, I love you, because yes, Mouth does have a wicked fast bike, as we all know, but he needs a car. So I'm going to set up a donation fund for you guys to contribute online. I'm just kidding. I think Mouth should drive something really cool, like I think you should just roll up in a Ferrari. I think that would really get people to notice him at Tree Hill High. Don't you think? I would say that I'm a lot like Mouth in real life, and we have a lot of similarities. We're not exactly the same, but I try to be a nice guy, and I think Mouth is, you know, a very nice guy. And he has a good heart, and those are things that I, you know, hopefully do. He's a little crazier than I am. You know, I don't throw bricks at people and things like that, but there are a lot of similarities. My favorite person to hang out with off camera, I don't know, like everybody. I have a really good time hanging out with James. We've been friends since season 1 and just enjoy, you know, hanging out together. He's gotten me in the gym a couple times, I don't know if you can tell. I enjoy hanging out with Sophia. We're really good friends, just clicked from day 1. She's a great spirit. Yeah, any of those guys, Hillary, total fun all the time. Anybody, really. I'm lucky. Oh, the best concert that I've been to was actually last year. I went with Sophia and Chad. We went to see Coldplay. They were in North Carolina while we were shooting, and it was an amazing experience. I was just kind of a casual Coldplay fan before I went, and when I left, I went out and bought all their CDs and their DVDs and everything, just because they were really, really great performers. I mean, you really felt like they were singing just to you, and it was just an incredible time. I'd highly recommend them. And the Fray as well, great concert. Hey guys, thanks for all the great questions. Be sure to watch One Tree Hill Wednesdays on the CW at 9 o'clock.
That feels like impossible to call. Really? You know it, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Hi, this is James Lafferty from One Tree Hill, and this is CW Connect. It just kind of depends.